Okay, can anybody hear me? Okay, so that's not working either. Hello. Hello. I don't know what's going on. Oh boy. I'm live, but I don't think anybody can hear. How about now? Hello? Okay, you can hear me. Good. I'm gonna get everybody switched over from this last one. Give me a second here. Not sure what I did wrong, but I did something. Okay, so, well, I got at least one person. So we got 6 people tuning in here. Give it just a second now that I got something going right here. Not sure what was going on, but the scheduled live that I had just was not feeding. Not sure. So today, get started here. We'll do some questions and answers here in just a little bit. Tomorrow, my wife and I, we go down to Phoenix. And speaking of my wife, she's under the weather a little bit with allergies. It's just kicking her butt. So she's not going to be here to help me out today. Hopefully I can keep up with the questions as they come along. So take it easy on me. If you have a question, I might need you to repeat it. I've got my tablet open as well. I've got everything open so I can see as they come in. But of course, now I'm on the wrong YouTube on this one. So anyway, Sunday we go down, and Monday I have an MRI and a flex sig, and that's going to give us a lot more information, of course, about what's going on. That's going to give me insight of if I'm going to end up having surgery, or if I'm going to be able to continue doing what I'm doing with the Fenbedazole and CBG. That's it's a little bit stressful, of course. You just gotta have faith and hope that everything turns out for the best, of course. I'm not down. I just a little bit concerned, of course. I really don't want to have to get a bag if I don't have to, of course. And I don't want to discontinue my Fenbendazole early. The Fenbendazole, I think, is working. I think that I'm seeing positive changes. I did stop my curcumin, which does tend to give me some extra bowel movements that, give me a little bit of discouragement, but I figured it out this morning that the curcumin is probably doing that. So I got that. So yeah, we got a few people coming on. There's still a few people over on the other one. Hopefully Super Love Dave gets over here. We got 10 people coming in right now, but I still have some people on the other one. So hopefully they come on over. Indiana, speaking of which, I was just down there over, what is it, the deer season in November, and then went on over to my home state of Ohio. Can't think of the name of the town that we were in, but we're in the southeastern part of Indiana, seeing that we got 2 people from Indiana on right now. So of course, I won't have results that day of the MRI on Monday. There's Dave, super love Dave. I like that. Good. Everybody's kind of switching over. Try to get this stuff figured out. I'm not super tech savvy. I just kind of am, just enough to get myself in trouble probably. But anyway, back to the MRI. I'll have results hopefully by Wednesday or Thursday on that one. Hopefully it's going to show either the same or a lessened amount of tumor that was there the last time. Time will tell. That's all I've got on that one, really. My wife, Terry, she's in good spirits about it. She's ready to go see what's going on. I'm hoping that I surprise my surgeon. I hope when she puts the scope there that she sees something significantly less than what she saw last time. In the last 2 months since I started the Fenbedazole, I have noticed decrease in blood in my stool, and not only a decrease, but a change in the amount, the change in the color. I feel that those are positive things. When starting Fenbedazole, I also put on about 10 extra pounds from start to about halfway through until I started doing my new diet. With the carb-free, sugar-free diet, that's definitely going to help you lose some body fat. I've lost probably about 7 pounds since I did that, but most of it I can tell is fat. So I'm not overly concerned on that one. My strength, I've got about the same amount of endurance that I had prior to starting this. Maybe just a smidgen more, actually. So those are all positive things I'm seeing. I do believe that it's working, like I said. Now, there's some debate that I on a YouTube, or not YouTube, but a Facebook page that I'm on about the Fenbedazole that I'm on. The one I use is this Scenair Labs. I'm using this, I'm seeing positives, but I'm also using the CBG that I make. I am getting this right here tested, and I am going to test this against the dog dewormer, either Pancure or trying to think of the name. You got to forgive me, that chemo brain. Doing chemo is pretty rough on the body, and it really took a toll on me. Even though that was almost a year ago now, it still affects me. Anyway, Safeguard. So I'm going to take one of those, put it in a clear baggie, put this powder in a clear baggie, and I'm sending it to a lab and labeling them A and B. And we're going to see what it really shows. See if the Fenbedazole is in this or not. There's a lot. I think that there's a lot of companies out there doing Fenbedazole. I believe that there could be some just trying to downgrade the other person or other company's stuff because they want to sell theirs. But I'll find out. And maybe you don't need the pure Fenbedazole. Maybe that's why people have the high liver enzymes. Maybe doing a little less is the better. And Jake, I see you doing the Panicure. See, yeah. Jake, what kind of cancer do you have, or that you're treating for? The other thing, Sweet Pea CBD, they're a local company here in Lakeside in Arizona here. They also have an internet store. I approached them because the CBG that I make is purely from flower. And this stuff, you can see how thick it is. I add just a little bit of um, sunflower oil to it to make it to where I can push it out of this syringe. Um, I talked to them, asked them, hey, I've got people asking about CBG. I've got people who, if this does work, they're going to need to be able to get this stuff. Um, so I asked her to look into it and see what she could find, see if she can get a supplier to supply something at a reasonable cost. This syringe here, when it's full, at the dispensary prices, this is a 60 milliliter syringe, and at dispensary prices, that thing's outrageous. I mean, it's probably close to $3,000 or more, and it's because of its pure state. She did find a supplier that labels her stuff and builds stuff for her. That is, it looks pretty good. We're going to test it against mine. And if it tests out okay and we can figure out that it's going to be reasonable, she's going to go ahead and market or get this stuff coming, and people can order that online. They can order it. We're actually going to put a link on not Facebook, on YouTube here, so people can order this. CBG was found in the 70s to help with blocking mRNA and treating rectal cancer. So, that's pretty important to me, to be able to find something that people can actually afford. Cancer's not cheap, no matter if you have insurance and you're going traditional or Holocaust or alternative. So, Jake, yeah, that's esophageal cancer in 22 and Mets to the liver. So, Jake, are you seeing a positive outcome with yours, and how long have you been doing the Fenbedazole? He's getting to us here as I ask the questions. He might be one of the people that we want to bring on and talk with them side by side, if he's willing. So anyway, that's kind of where we're at in not diagnosis, but the treatment, the what we got coming for showing if I'm making progress or not, and helping people out getting the CBG. What questions do you guys have today? Anybody got any questions, or everybody here just listen to me talk, which is going to happen anyway? Kind of thinking that I want to get a phone number so people can just call me and we can talk over the phone on these, if that's something that people would like. I'm just about, just like I tell people all the time, I'm an ordinary guy with stage 3 rectal cancer. Of course, my sick joke, trying not to die. But my biggest thing is I want to get the word out there. I want people to know there's alternatives. I want people to know that, I don't have the answer necessarily. I'm hoping that I can provide another avenue. If this cures me, which I believe it can, it's just one more tool for people to have. Chemo, I'm going to kind of touch on that again. Chemo tore me up. If this works and I find that I didn't need chemo, I'm not going to be upset necessarily, but I do wish that I would have listened to people and give it a try. The cancer really wasn't going anywhere fast, and I probably had enough time to give it a shot. Chemo left me with damaged cells. Like I told you in the past, my feet, I have extreme neuropathy that runs up into my calves, up into my back. It really takes a lot out of me to have to walk far. Makes hunting not as fun as it used to be, but I still do it. Going on hikes, I mean, it's a lot slower now, but I still do it. A mile is about my limit though, and a mile is a lot. Chemo also, I believe, had something to do with my breathing to where I'm not able to breathe as well. Carolyn, yeah, same thing. I they're supposed to be fitting me with a Holter monitor, checking to see what's going on, see if I've got damage or not. Um, the chemo brain, of course, or the fog, that's pretty bad. I mean, I had a hard time remembering names and whatnot before, but now it's just even worse. Um, I chemo's rough on you. Radiation was even rougher, and that's a blend of chemo and radiation. That one just about put me in the hospital. They were minutes away from essentially admitting me because of the extreme diarrhea I had for 5 weeks. Um, so you gotta really think about those things. Um, I believe that the doctors really put the fear in people's head. They're gonna die if they don't do this or that, what they say to do. Um, it's unfortunate, but that is kind of how it is. Um, some people need that, and that's the only way they're going to cure, uh, or if you want to call it a cure. Yeah, full Fox was horrible. Fourth treatment out of 12. Oh, wow. I only had to do 8 treatments of full Fox. Um, I also had to take the bag home with me, the pump, and I'm talking with Jake here. Um, that, of course, it's real fun to sleep with that hanging out of you, but it is what it is. Um, the Let me just read these real quick. Okay, so the alpha poloic acid. Um, I tried that for a long time and I couldn't get nowhere with it. It did not make anything better. I went off of it and I noticed nothing worse. So yeah, they ask you to do all these things, just like the L-glutamine. Like I said last week, kind of upset me when I figured out what L-glutamine was and that it feeds cancer. So that was kind of weird, but I don't take that. Haven't taken it for a long while now, so I don't have to worry about that. Um, so what were my symptoms? So my symptoms, I know I've touched on this before, but we got new viewers, so and let's make sure everybody knows. My symptoms were constant urges to go to the bathroom, not being able to hold it as easily. My blood did not start until right before I got diagnosed. Um, I might have had occasional blood like once every 6 months or so, but nothing just like what they tell you where you see blood constantly in your stool. Um, the best thing is if you've got this in your family, it don't matter what your symptoms are. If you've got any kind of rectal cancer or colorectal cancer in your family, you need to be getting your colonoscopies by the time you're 35. That's all there is to it. Um, there's a new protocol for that, and I think it's like every year or every 2 years until you hit a certain age, and then it's every year for sure. Um, I was 48, 47 when I got my first colonoscopy. Um, and if I would have done it sooner, I'd been in a little bit different situation, of course. So just get them. If you're in your 40s and never had one, you probably should get one anyway, no matter what, whether it's in your family or not. Just so that way um, it's better to know than it is not to. Um, that's just the best thing. Carolyn, yeah, marijuana helped with chemo, no nausea, good appetite. Marijuana, it has its places. I mean, I absolutely will never talk bad about marijuana or any kind of cannabis. Now, I know there's a lot of people out there who abuse it, but if you use it medicinally, it's going to work properly, and it's still better than alcohol, in my opinion. Um, this CBG. Someone asked about what is CBG. It's another cannabinoidal that they call it the mother of all cannabinoidals, actually. It has a lot of good healing properties. It just overall, it's good for you. I'll post some stuff about it in the link after the live, just because I can write it better than I can say it. Let's see what we got. Um, vitamin B1 is also known help with nerve pain. Now B1 I haven't heard about. I'll have to look into that one. And then wasn't sure what ITVIN your family. Oh, what is that? Sorry, Bonnie. I'm not sure what that means. If you could retype that, I'm not good at shorthand. So anyway, how many people that are tuning in? I know Carolyn, I know Jake. How many people tuning in are dealing with cancer right now or have in the past? I'm always just curious. I'm a very curious person. I ask a lot of questions. Kind of what makes me a good realtor is I ask questions, and so kind of helps me heal, helps me find people, whatever. So I'm always curious. That's why I also like to see where you guys are from. We've had people tuning in from South Africa, from um, Great Britain, Australia. It's really fun to see that. Rectal cancer in your family. Yes. So when I was 5, my mother passed because of breast cancer, and her father passed because now this is where it kind of gets a little bit iffy. Is they believe it was colorectal. I've had a hard time because this was back in the 70s, getting any answers on what he actually had. My dad says that when they opened him up, he was just full of cancer. So they really had a hard time telling where it came from. But I've also heard that it was colorectal. Um, I've done the DNA. My wife has too. See if there's any of the mutated genes. And believe it or not, mine come up clean. So they're not overly worried about my family, but I'm just starting to think some of these tests, they don't mean anything. Um, if they did, I would expect to see something. So, Carolyn, congratulations being a survivor. I hope we all get there. And then Skittles, yeah, I'm seeing that stage 4, so I'm guessing it met somewhere. Um, are you doing anything, Skittle? What are you doing? Are you doing chemo? Are you doing alternative? What are you up to on your treatment? What was the full name? What was the name of the DNA test? I'm not certain. I can try to find out um, and see what that is. Okay, Skittles, you're probably doing the same thing I did. Are you? Mine was called the TNT method. Um, Let me write down that DNA test real quick. Hold on, DNA, and you guys want to also know the CBG. So tune in afterwards, and I'll have this stuff in the description of when it posts so it's on there forever on YouTube. Yeah, so Skittles, is it the TNT you're doing or something else? So my method was they did the full flocks for, I think it was 8 rounds. And then I did 30 rounds of the um, chemo radiation. And then they wanted to do surgery immediately. Um, I That's where I called it, that I wanted to do watch and wait as soon as they said surgery immediately. Of course, I wouldn't be where I'm at right now, supposedly, but just last week, a friend of mine up here, um, who said, "Hey, Tony, the bag's not bad. You can live with the bag." I was like, "Yeah, I know I can. I just choose that I don't want to." Um, she she passed last week. Um, she had the same thing. She had the colorectal. Um, like I said, they did the surgery, supposedly got everything, and still she didn't survive. Um, so it's no guarantee. Definitely no guarantee that having the surgery is going to take care of it. That's why I want to try this. Even if I do end up having to get a bag and get my rectum removed. Honestly, I am going to probably I'll probably still keep doing the protocol I'm doing, um, just to help alleviate and reduce my risk of having anything else pop up. Just because, I mean, it's not worth the risk. Um, but I'll probably do a video on Thursday or Friday, get it out for you guys to watch. Be a little bit more organized, of course. Um, Let you guys know what my results are. I may even have a clip or two in there from when the doctor calls me. Uh, I do. I blur her name and everything, but it's good to hear it firsthand for people. Uh, they're this is nothing to mess with, but at the same time, are they doing what's right for you? Honestly, I mean, who thinks that the doctors are you know, got our best interest, or do they just have their um, licensing that they're protecting? You know, um, I don't know for sure. I think there's some good doctors out there. I think there's some doctors out there who actually do care. But at the same time, I do believe that they are going to have to protect their license when it comes down to it. I don't think that I think some of them will actually they probably do believe in some of this stuff is working, but if they ever said that, they'd lose their license in a heartbeat. Um, so that's not great, but it's our system. It's how things are nowadays. So, what other questions do we have out there? I'm sure there's plenty. Either questions or anybody want to testify to what's been helping them. I'd love to see people testify. Um, I've been trying to get people on to do some videos with me. I've got one, like I said, the one with the brain tumor. I'm working on him. We just got to get together pretty much. But a lot of the people who tell me, and I see on Facebook or whatever, that they cured with fenbendazole, as soon as I ask them what they were doing, fenbendazole is like a super small part. Um, I'm doing a few things with mine, but man, I've seen some where it just insane the amount of things they're doing. Let me see. I'll let you know that there is an online company requested test. Yeah, that's interesting. So I went through Dignity Health. They're the ones who did the gene testing for me, or the DNA, whatever. Um, Definitely need to find or try another one. Um, it's kind of odd though that I just, there was nothing come up on me. Let's see what Skittles has to say here. I did 8 months of Keytruda and it did not work. Oh man. Just finished second round of Folfox chemo session past Monday. Yeah, so I'm betting Skittles. I'm betting that you have neuropathy in your hands. Um, Probably within an hour of the injection, as they started to pump it in, I'm betting that your fingertips got real super sensitive. I did mine the dead of winter, and where we are. Oh, that's good, Skittles. I'm glad to hear that. Where we are, I mean, everything's cold. Even though we're in Arizona, we get the snow. We're at 6,500 feet of elevation. Um, so that neuropathy just sucks. Um, so that I can't pronounce medical stuff here. What Bonnie just said, the naltrexone. I just watched a short little video this morning, and the claim was that ivermectin, fenbendazole, and this naltrexone are all three that they actually kill the cancer stem cells. Which, hey, if they're right, that'd be really good. Um, Yeah, I'm glad to see you guys are conversing here. That's awesome. Um, Sorry, I got to read here. Don't mean to pause too much. Politics in the big pharma world, I'm guessing is what he's saying there about politics. Yeah, I mean, it's all about money. So, big pharma's gonna do what they want, and we're not gonna get any help with these alternative treatments. There's not going to be any double blind testing or clinical trials. We are the guinea pig. We are the double blind testing. I mean, that's all there is to it. Usually I let these go for an hour. Um, if you guys keep asking questions, we'll keep going. I don't want to bore you guys to death and have one person sitting here hoping I say something good. Let's see. I felt like I had the flu the first few sessions. Oh man, that's horrible. Yeah, just like I said, everybody got to get out there and get pre-screened. Get out there and make sure that you're getting tested for cancer. You don't want to let it get so far that you're in a stage 3 or stage 4 situation. Um, it's never too late, but at stage 4, in my opinion, if you can find something that does work, just like Joel that I keep talking about, he was sent home to die. And sent home to die is bad. And then when you're a year later and you can function and you're going hunting by yourself, um, and you're normal again, you know, that's why I say it's never too late necessarily. You just have to be brave enough to give something different a try. Um, if you're weak, chemo's going to knock you down. It's going to knock you down hard. I went in strong and it hit me hard. It, it put me to where I'm using walking sticks. My wife was wheeling me around. I wasn't eating, um, all that great stuff. When do I talk to the surgeon next? Okay, so Raider, you must got here a little bit late, but Monday is when I talk to the surgeon. Um, we'll get on that and see what she has to say. So good things, hopefully. Yes, March 4th. Exactly. Thank you. Um, yeah, that's we go down early. Oh, good luck. Is it NorCal? Oh, Northern California Raider. Okay, gotcha. Good luck on you too. Uh, what do you have do you have cancer currently there, NorCal Raider? Um, where were we? Sorry, got off track here a little bit. Not that we were on a good track. Sugar and carbs. Who's doing a whatever kind of diet you want to call it? I call it low carb or very close to no carb and no sugar um, diet. Some people call it carnivore, but you throw in leafy greens where you can. Find stuff that you know helps the palate a little bit, because I tell you, eating meat just constantly, especially when you cannot eat bacon, um, it's rough. It gets old real fast. My body's starting to get used to it. Olives and pickles are our best friend, just because it gives you some more flavor, something different kind of crunch. So that kind of goes there. If you ever, starving cancer cells, just another tool I'm using. So, like I said, I'm putting all this together. If it does work and I do cure, which I think it will, I will have this stuff laid out. And it's basically right now going to be the supplements I take, which are a total of 8 supplements total, um, and starving the cancer. Let me see what we got here. So mass biopsy negative. Hopefully it comes back to where it's not cancerous on that mass there. And best of luck to you. Let's see here. Yeah, so on the rectum, um, I'm betting that you had some issues with defecating, NorCal. Um, it it most I'm sure they'll come back with it's cancerous, but do what you got to do to shrink it. What is your plan of attack on that, NorCal? Are you going to do traditional, or are you looking to go towards um, the alternative method and try to really um, break it up on your own and not have to deal with, these side effects and everything that some of us are. Bonnie, so natural sugars. A lot of people say that they're trying to decipher the net carbs and the carbs. I do watch net carbs extremely close. If they have net carbs, I don't eat it typically. Fruits I stay away from. I know it's natural sugars. Some people say, oh, natural sugars are good for you. Here's the thing in my book. If it's a natural sugar, if it's anything that turns to glucose in the blood, I'm not eating it. A lot of people say, oh, do monk fruit, do dates, do honey. All that's natural or complex sugars. Well, I'm not taking that chance. I will not sit there and put something in my body that might compromise me. I mean, I'm sure I do enough anyways. But that's where I'm limiting stuff. You can't rule out every single thing. Somebody the other day on that Facebook page, on Fenbedazole page, they put on there, don't eat chicken, don't eat eggs. It has a chemical in it that feeds cancer and this and that. If I cut out chicken and eggs, I'm down to almost nothing except for beef and elk and deer, and fish, of course. I got to have some variety in my life. You can only cut out so many things and do so many things before you're hurting yourself in a different way. You got to be a little bit happy. I wish I could get past the sugars and the fruit thing, but I'm not. I'm just gonna wait. They just say surgery. I know that they will test it more once it's out to see if it's cancer. Yeah, so they're gonna see. That's what I don't get. Let's take it out and then test it for cancer. That doesn't make a lot of sense to me. You know, yeah. But I'm gonna go back to this. Where is it at? Tattoo. Live by what's right for you. That's what I tell everybody. Everybody should live by what's right for them. If it's cancer and that's how you decide to fight it. You fight it traditionally. You fight it with surgery. You're fighting it. Just like some people believe that some cancers aren't the same as other cancers as far as the fight. I don't believe in that. I believe if you're fighting cancer, you're fighting cancer. I mean, the melanoma stuff that still can kill you. You're fighting the same fight. The treatments might be different, but you know, that is what it is. Let me see what we got here. Yeah, thank you, Bonnie. I believe it's going to work too. I really do. Like I said, I've seen a change. I do have one question for NorCal Raider. I don't know how long you've been following me exactly, what videos you've seen, but one of uh, my kind of original hypotenuse, I guess you'd call it, um, is that cancer is a parasite. I personally saw parasites in my feces. I saw white specks. I saw what looked like big worms all tangled up. Did you see any of that? That's my question to you, NorCal. And anybody else who has the rectal cancer on here. Sorry, I can't keep up and remember everything. I think it was Skittles. Did you see any of that? While we're waiting on that, Bonnie, or sorry, Carolyn. Yeah, my doctor, my oncologist, I essentially have fired. He didn't believe in even vitamin C. Vitamin C is being proven to help as well. Some doctors I can trust, but I just, some doctors I'm not. My surgeon, I still, even if they say I have it, I got to see it for myself. And when I say see it for myself, I read my own MRIs after they produce them and everything and try to compare them and make light of what I can of it. I'm not about letting somebody else no longer take control of my health. Yeah, I saw the video. Okay. Looking at but I didn't see anything moving. Yeah, I didn't see anything moving either. Doesn't mean that it's not a parasite. It could be a dead parasite is my thought. I believe that a tumor shedding, if you see anything, those are just the parasites dying off. I also believe that that black stuff in the middle of a tumor could be just possibly the dead parasites, and the live ones are feeding at the edges and constantly growing outward. And as they go outward and things in the middle are dying, and maybe that's what the color is of a tumor or of a cancerous cell. I don't think that we would ever be told the truth on that. Being a multi-billion-dollar industry, to fight cancer, to research cancer, to the fundraising, buying the ribbons, or doing walks, all that stuff is so important to the cancer industry because that's how they're making money. And this is so money driven, it's insane. Hold on a sec. COVID come out, and supposedly found a cure for the most deadly disease in the world in, what was it, a couple weeks? And but yet cancer's been studied for the last 50, 60 years. Um, what's wrong with that? Something's wrong with that. It's all about money. Um, CBG was kind of squashed back in the 70s. Um, I do believe, if I was to share with you guys how my videos are doing on YouTube, I truly believe that they're suppressing some of my videos. Um, we went from having just outrageous numbers of viewers to like 5 to 6 an hour, where we were pushing 1,000 viewers an hour. I know some of it because I don't always put out videos every week, but still, watching the suppression, it's interesting. The other thing is, when I put the word fenbendazole into my titles, they try not to monetize it because they don't want to, they don't want people watching it, in my opinion. I don't know what your guys' opinion is on that. I'd love to hear it, of course. I am a little bit of a conspiracist. I'm sure you know that by now. But you know, what are we going to do about it? All we can do is keep talking. All we can do is keep sharing, keep doing testimonies like this. That's why I keep asking for people, hey, get a hold of me. I'll give you my phone number. If you tell me you want to come on here, I'll give you my phone number. We'll talk about how to get hooked up, either meet in person if you live in Arizona, or if you don't live in Arizona, anywhere in the world, we can do a side-by-side screen. And my wife just scared the hell out of me. We can do a side-by-side screen, and thank you, honey, and talk about this. So, but like I said, we have to keep talking. We have to keep showing people and keep testifying. It's not a conspiracy if it's the truth. Well, that is true. That is 100% true. We are always going to be called conspiracists, though. A lot of the conspiracies I've ever had have kept coming true. Just how it is. So what do you do? Let's see. I don't sleep well. Been up all night. Glad I got to pop in. Well, good night. Yeah. So sleep. Let's talk about sleep. I hear a lot of people using huge amounts of melatonin. Um, I fall asleep around 9 o'clock, honestly. I don't have a horrible time going to sleep. I have a hard time staying asleep. Anywhere from 2 o'clock to 5 o'clock, I'm up. I try to lay in bed till 5. I don't want to use anything after midnight, honestly, because it's gonna, um, what do you want to call it? Keep me drowsy when I don't want to be drowsy. Um, I don't get going until after a pot of coffee anyway, but um, that's kind of my sleep thing. For the ones that have been fighting cancer, you guys having problems sleeping? Are you able to get to sleep? Let me know on that one. I'm curious. Hi, Lisa. I haven't seen you on here for yet today. Include a different website for the good information. Interesting. I may have to start doing that. I'm not developed as much as I should be yet. Um, you know, just keep pushing things out there and hoping people get to see it and that they don't squash it too bad. Um, that's the big thing. I've got what is it? 3,400 subscribers and we've got 15 on right now. We were hitting up to 20. Um, I was watching a creator the other day, and he was definitely mentioning that. Carolyn, you're in Australia. Nice to see you. He was mentioning that you only get about 1% of your subscribers that will tune into anything that they'll ever push a video out to, even. Um, and he's pretty much right. He was pretty much dead on that. Um, you know, it's really hard to keep your content moving. The only way I can do this with you guys. If it wasn't for all my subscribers, all my supporters here, this stuff wouldn't push out at all. But if you have a chance, if you have the ability, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, hit the share button, share this with your friends, share it on YouTube, share it on Facebook, whatever you can share it on, share the content. It helps a tremendous amount. And I truly appreciate it because I can definitely get it out there this way. Um, you know, other people can start hearing more testimony, but that's the only way we can do it is with you guys' love of, helping out. Um, in Australia, I wonder, I don't remember if Carolyn told us the treatments. I know the marijuana was big. Is it legal in Australia? That's a big question there. And are they doing the full flocks and all that typical treatments down there? Um, Curious what the cancer rates are too. Every country, the cancer rates are a little bit different. I think in the US, the cancer rate could be substantially higher for a couple reasons. Um, One being that we have so many chemicals that we use here in the United States. Um, we have fast food. We have people just not healthy anymore. Um, Yes, super love. I'll get to that in just a second. So, I think that the US could have a couple reasons for that. Some of the reasons being, I do believe, are parasites still. Um, they're still, we're one of the few countries that doesn't treat for parasites. I wonder, Australia, do you guys treat for parasites? I know in the UK, they can't even get, I was told they weren't able to get fenbendazole and ivermectin. Um, that's kind of interesting. So let's talk about the supplements real quick. Of course, the big one, fenbendazole, CBD. I use the CBD. Um, they say for sleep. I don't think it makes me sleepy really, but I still use it because it is an anti-inflammatory. I use this clear lungs because I can't breathe very well. Um, I still think that could be a big part of chemo effects. The turmeric right here, it's this one a complex. I don't remember here. It's a small blend. It has some ginger root in it, rosemary, coconut oil powder, clove bud, and black pepper. Uh, so use that, and then the curcumin. This one that I use here. Oops. Um, it's supposed to help with absorption of everything. This is the one though that I believe is giving me the diarrhea when I use it too much. So I got to back off it all the time. And then I use the calcium coral calcium, one that my dad asked me to use. So I don't know if that is going to help with the cancer fighting or not, but honoring my dad, doing what he said. And then vitamin E, I do one of those a day. That way, vitamin E is good for cell regrowth and skin. So, I don't see that as being something that's going to be bad to take. Let's see, what do we got here? Let's see, other doctors see. Great. So, Bonnie, you guys were having trouble sleeping. That's good. 1 gram of Fenbin and vitamin C, K3 or D3, K2. Okay. Yeah. So the Fenbin, I'm up to. So I do 6 of these capsules a day, 3 and 3, and that should be 2 grams. And like I said, I'm gonna get that tested. I'm gonna get the CBG tested. That way, if this stuff does work, I'm able to tell you guys. I want to be able to share with that exactly what I'm doing, exactly what's in stuff. I don't want, there's a lot of just, oh, I cured with this, I cured with that. Well, that's great, but how much did you use? Um, you know, if people can't tell us exactly what they used, what are we supposed to do? I mean, how are you supposed to know exactly what to take? You know, that's kind of important to me to make sure. Um, so Jay, using Fenbin protocol for 2 months now, and Jay, JR means how are you feeling now? And what let me ask you, what cancer did you have? And what effects have you noticed since using the Fenbin? There's a lot of people out here using this. I need to know these things. I'm seeing people that are claiming cure of rectal cancer, which is good news for me, of course. I've seen, and I'm gonna kind of go into people say, hey, what other cancers is it for? Well, like I said, I've seen a lot of people claim cure of brain tumors, mets to the liver. I've seen mets to lungs, all that good stuff. So that's why I ask all the time, what cancer, how long you've been using it, what have you been using, how much, and everything. And if someone doesn't want to answer, I'm not going to pester them for it. But if they want to share with us, that's awesome. Look up the methyl balance by Cure Labs and study it. I'll have to check that out. Never heard of that one. Let's see. You guys have any other questions here before we start wrapping this up? We still got about 8 minutes almost. Methyl balance. Yes, I take notes and I look things up afterwards because I don't know where all these comments go. After I sign off and I save this, all these comments seem to disappear. I don't know what happens to them. Drives me nuts. But, if I can keep them, I keep them. What else can I tell you guys today? Other than I'll have you guys that video letting you know what the results are. Hopefully everybody's rooting for me. I know you are. There's only a few people out there not rooting for me, apparently. I've seen it on the online chats and some of the comments. It's insane, but they can go do whatever they do. Is Arizona a good place to live for allergies? Not if you have tree allergies, dust allergies, anything that promotes dry allergies. Like I said, my wife is not here today because she's clogged up a lot from the tree allergies right now. But other than that, we love to live here, so that's what we do. So Jake, you haven't felt any difference so far, good or bad? I'll see after the scans in a few weeks. Yeah, they say so. The earliest I've seen anybody say that they've seen, other than myself, is about 2 months is when they really started noticing big improvements. So you just got to be patient, Jake. I don't remember how long. Let's see. Did you tell us how long you've been on it, Jake? Bonnie, thank you. Yeah, we're lab rats. That's all there is to it. And that's what we got to do. It's only a conspiracy 46 months because it usually comes true. I want to share that with you. Yeah. It's 4 to 6 months. Yeah. So I'm just reading comments. Sorry, it's hard to do both since January 18th. Okay, so Jake, I'm guessing you still have a little bit to start seeing a big difference. give it time. It's all you can really do. But if you give it time, I bet it works. Are you doing anything other than the fenbendazole, other than the vitamin C and K3, K2? Are you doing any cannabis? Thank you, Bill. Um, and also you guys who are actively fighting with fenbendazole, and that's one of your main things you're fighting. Would you like to come on here and just testify to what you're doing, what you're feeling, why you did it, all that? I really think people need to know. Um, yeah, thank you, Jill. Yeah, we're suppressed. All right. Um, if you do, message me. You guys can also find me on Facebook if you ever want to. The best way to find me on Facebook or anywhere is look up hashtag CBG, G as in George, to the finish line. You'll find me on Facebook all day long like that. And you can also, if you hit that hashtag, you'll find all my stories from that I wrote and that I did little videos on Facebook back when I was going through chemo. And you'll see a different person when I was going through that. Jake, yeah, DOT, cannabis, yes, but look into the CBG, look into the CBD, because that supposedly will not come up on a drug test. Leukemia, I don't know about leukemia as far as fenbendazole and leukemia. You might look into the CBG though, because of the fact that it does block mRNAs. You just got to find that one thing that works for you. What have you heard, Jennifer? I'm sure you've done way more research than any of us here that don't have leukemia, of course, on alternative methods. That's kind of why, once again, that's why I asked for you guys, your input, your testimonies. But yeah, but back to Facebook. Like I said, hashtag CBG to the finish line. If you have or you want to come on here and testify with me and tell people what you're doing, why you started it, what treatments you did in the past, I would love for you to come on. Yes, I keep saying that, but it's super important in my book. I think that that's what we got to do. So do that. So we still got about another 2 minutes to go here. I want to thank every single one of you for tuning in, for sharing videos, for subscribing, for throwing the likes on here. If everybody hits a like button a couple times, that also helps drive these videos. Comments help them before and after. Like I said, I'll be posting the DNA test that we took and the what more information on CBG in the comments on the video once I save it. But still, thank you to everybody. I so appreciate your help. I appreciate your comments. I appreciate everything. Trust me, I feel the love over here. All your guys' positive comments, they just drown out all those negative comments. And I hope the best for everybody. I hope that these videos are helping people. I hope that, we get through and tell people that they can just do it. Quit being afraid. If you're afraid, you can't heal, no matter if you're doing traditional or non-traditional. But the fear is what's going to get you no matter what. Facebook again. Here, let me do this real quick. Get on the chat here. I'll type this out for you guys. Hashtag CBG to the finish line. There you guys go. If you put that in Google, even, it should come up. But anyway, I'm going to sign off. You guys all have a great weekend. I may be doing this. Look in the community page. I'll post it. I'm not sure what next weekend I've got going on yet. But if I can, I will get back on here Saturday at 8:30 once again and update you with anything I've got and answer any questions you guys have. You guys all have a great day, and thank you for tuning in. Take care.